The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 20, Panther. The five of them continue talking around the fire. Rowan and Sarah start eating some of the white nuts they found. It's shockingly sweet, and they're quickly devoured. As the sun starts setting, they decide on a watch schedule. Lorik takes the first watch since his ingredients will be ready to use in an hour. Vera takes the second watch, with Sarah after her. Rowan is on the last watch, much to his joy. Before the sun disappears from the sky, they return to where they came from to collect more firewood. Lorik explains how the spiderlings sometimes come out at night, but since they're scared of fire, it'll keep them away. Upon hearing this, Sarah makes them move across the river. After relighting the fire, the others fall asleep, leaving Lorik and Cyrilda still awake. Are the green roots and berries the only ingredients you use for this potion? Cyrilda asks as Lorik takes out his alchemy set. He places it on the table next to the plate of soaked green root slices. No, you also use silver water and gunpowder, Lorik says before taking out 2 more containers. One is a brown leather pouch that looks like a water skin. The other is a large glass jug full of a silvery liquid. It's see-through like water, but has a silver tint to it. I don't think I've heard of silver water before. What is it? Cyrilda asks as Lorik starts pouring gunpowder on the roots. He pouts it out of the water skin after taking the cap off. It's another common and versatile ingredient like green root, but it's man-made, being a mix of water and a substance called silver powder. You boil the powder into water until it's mixed. I'm not sure what's in the powder, though. Lorik explains before mixing the root and gunpowder. He uses a fork and slowly mixes them together. The roots are soft like boiled potatoes now that they've soaked in the berry juice. Once it's mixed together, Lorik scrapes it off the plate and into a container. The container was taken from the alchemy set. He pours the silver water on top of it, but doesn't mix them together. After that, he places the container back into the tower and starts a flame under it. Now it'll be done in about 6 hours, Lorik says before sitting down next to Cyrilda. She'd been sitting back and watching Lorik at work. I don't think I've asked yet, but what got you into alchemy? She asks him as he sits. To put it simply, money. At first, I just looked at what ingredients I could find in the forest. As you may or may not know, it's illegal for anyone to hire kids to work no matter the circumstances. So I made money by going into the evergreen woods. I started with fruits and anything I could eat. But after a while, I thought to look for things I could sell. After all, it's not illegal to buy from kids. After reading a book on what ingredients I could forage for, I got curious, so I read up on alchemy and got interested. I made a few simple and low-level potions using my stove and enjoyed it. I just keep going from there, reading more and making more potions at home. Lorik replies, causing her to smile. She suddenly realizes something and hesitates before asking, "Then why did you become a mage and join the academy?" She asks, causing him to smile. Mages make more money. Besides, alchemy was too expensive to get into. You need a silver alchemy set to make any real money, but they cost upwards of 50,000 gold. I'm still in shock that I was able to get one here at an auction. Lorik replies with a small laugh. While I'm on the subject of asking questions, how'd that boar ignore you earlier? Why didn't it see you? Cyrilda asks. It did, but it ignored me. I erased my intent to kill and restrained my breath. I imagine it's similar to erasing your aura. I actually learned it while trying to do that before. I thought it would make hunting easier, and it does. But monsters can still detect me easily. It's only things like rabbits, boars, and a few other animals that can't detect me. But I can't erase my murderous intent when I go for the kill. I've been trying to, but I just can't get it right. Lorik replies, causing Cyrilda to smile approvingly. What you're doing isn't quite the same as erasing your aura. To be exact, it's only half of erasing your aura. You have to eliminate all trace of your presence before moving on to aura. Generally, people learn this after learning to restrict their aura. The reason is that it only takes a few weeks or months to learn, while restricting aura can take much longer. They'll still be detected, but it's harder to do so. You're just doing it in reverse, so the only detectable part of yourself would be your aura while you're like that. Cyrilda replies. That would explain why monsters can still detect me easily, Lorik says with a sigh. Cyrilda asks a bit more about Lorik's childhood. Specifically, she asks how he got by. She's not surprised to learn that he just hunted and foraged to make money. But she is shocked to learn he owns a house. She assumed he had been living in an orphanage after his parents passed. But instead, he had been living in his family home, having inherited the deed at a young age. Not long after they finish talking, Cyrilda hits the hay. A while later, Lorik wakes Vera. He lays on the ground like the others before passing out. He's woken up as the sun starts rising. "Rise and shine, sleepyhead," Rowan says while shaking him awake. Lorik sits up before yawning. Vera tosses him an apple for breakfast before he stands up. As he eats it, he checks on the potion he made yesterday. It's finished now. The ingredients placed in yesterday are now gone. In its place is a thick, oily red liquid. Lorik gently pours it into 2 glass bottles. "So that's it? I thought there'd be more to it," Cyrilda asks. "This is a low potion, remember. High potions are more complicated." Lorik replies before Vera points to something. There's a small tray with a tube above it. The tube goes from the place where the explosive potions were brewed. "What's that?" she asks, causing Lorik to look over to where she's pointing. He smiles upon seeing it and quickly stores the exploding potions away. "Explosive jelly," he says quietly. "What's that?" Sarah asks after she and Rowan put out the fire. It's a required ingredient for the high-level explosive potions, but you can only get them as a byproduct while making low-level ones. Well, you can also make it, but it's more complicated than this. Lorik replies before taking a small glass jar out of his ring. He uses tweezers to pick up the jelly and put it in the jar. The jelly is firm and sticks together. "What's a byproduct?" Rowan asks as Lorik stores the jelly in his ring. "It's what we call anything that we make while brewing our potions. Most potions have a chance of producing a byproduct, but not all are useful or valuable. The most commonly known one is an elixir. That's a rare and highly sought-after potion only made when brewing max-level healing potions." Lorik explains before handing the ring back to Cyrilda. "So elixirs are real then?" Vera asks. "Yeah, but they're incredibly rare. From what I read once, it's about a 1 in a million chance when brewing max potions." Lorik replies before Sarah claps. "We're burning daylight here. Let's get moving," she says before turning around. They start walking toward where Vera and Cyrilda found the apples. Lorik carries the boar over his shoulder. They find the trees soon, along with the weird-looking monkeys Vera mentioned. They have blue fur and are only 1.5 feet tall at most. Their tails have 3 claws at the end, one going straight out and the other 2 sticking out the side. One of the monkeys is using the claws to hang onto a branch upside down. They have an apple in each hand and their feet dangle above them. They have small blue eyes and sharp teeth. "Those are weird monkeys," Rowan says as the monkeys all run off while shrieking. "Really? I think they're cute." Lorik replies, "Just don't grab them," he adds with a laugh. "Why not?" Vera asks. "Let's just say that they can do more than hang with their tail claws. Also, on an unrelated note, those claws are sharp." Lorik replies, causing her to laugh. The 5 of them walk past the trees and enter a dense area of trees. The trees here are all over 20 feet tall. They have their weapons drawn and are ready to fight. Only Lorik and Cyrilda are calm. Lorik because he's using his hunter's vision and has one eye closed. He can see aura through the trees with his closed eye. His open eye is used to ensure he doesn't walk face first into a tree. Cyrilda's calm because nothing out here can pose a threat to a grand mage like her. After a while of walking through the dense trees, they hit a cliff wall. They decide to walk along the wall and soon find a cave. "Should we go in? It could be a good place to camp tonight," Rowan asks as they stop in front of the cave. "What if it's a monster's home? It might be dangerous," Sarah says while thinking it over. "As opposed to sleeping outside, we were fine last night thanks ironically to the spiders. But if we sleep outside somewhere else, we might get attacked at night," Vera adds, causing Sarah to nod. "Then let's go check out the inside," Sarah says before Lorik sighs. "Look at the ground," he says, causing her to stop. She does as he says and sees tracks going in and out of the cave. The prints are clearly from some kind of beast, and they're big. "What kind of prints do these belong to?" Vera asks as Lorik turns to Cyrilda. "Don't say the name, just tell us if it's dangerous," she tells him. "It is, especially if we go in the cave," he replies. "Can you 4 handle it?" Cyrilda asks, causing Lorik to shrug. It depends. Are we fighting in the dark cave or in the sun? Lorik asks, causing her to smile. Time to move. You kids can't handle this one, Cyrilda says before snapping her fingers. A magic circle appears under all 5 of them. They teleport a mile north to a clearing outside the dense trees they were just in. The cliff can be seen above the trees behind them. Why'd you teleport us away? What was in the cave? Sarah asks, both concerned and curious. A shadow panther. Lorik replies with a bitter smile. Have you fought one before? Cyrilda asks worriedly upon seeing his smile. Yeah, but I got my ass kicked. I heard its pelts were valuable, so I tried hunting one. My saving grace was that I got it in the sunlight. Coincidentally, I ran into the spiderling territory running from it. So after chasing me through the sun and into the spiderling territory, it decided to leave me be. Lorik replies, causing her to sigh in relief. Do shadow panthers get weaker in the sun? Vera asks, having never heard of this beast before. Yeah, they're a type of beast that uses the law of shadows. Once they're in the sun or any source of light, they become weaker. But in the darkness, they're much stronger. Fighting a shadow panther in the sun versus in a cave is like fighting 2 different monsters. Cyrilda replies. To that end, we should move. If it finds us at night, then Master will have to step in. Lorik adds before walking off.